Alright, what's going on, y'all? So today is another Trading to Freedom series episode. And today, took a setup on NQ, took some longs, and the topic of today's video is obsession. We'll talk about that after the recap, but for now, let's jump into it and talk about it. Before I dive into the trade, I just want to tell you give you guys a little update what happened. Yesterday night, I ended up blowing my funded account, my funded futures that I recently acquired. Basically, yeah, weeks of progress down the fucking drain. And why is that? Simply because I am an emotional fucking wreck. But no, I just got really greedy and super emotional. Like yesterday was just a shitty day for me, and I kind of let it out on the charts, and it was just absolutely stupid. And I was just getting really greedy, and I literally could not believe what I did. Like just drained a week's worth of progress in 45 minutes, like causing me the most obscene mental stress I've ever needed to be. Like that shit felt worse than a breakup, bro. Like blowing everything in 35, 40 minutes, like it was worse than getting cheated on. I promise you. At least for me. Right? So that was horrible. But it was a very good life lesson, a good lesson there. Like just not even just trading lesson, that's a life lesson. Like being emotional, like and letting your emotions speak for you and not controlling yourself. It's so bad for you mentally. And the only thing you can do is just be self-aware and then learn from it, right? So after I calmed down for a bit, after just like fucking, I did like 100 pull-ups after that because I was so angry. I didn't know what to do with myself. But yeah, it was a great pump, honestly. But so yeah, anyway, I just decided to go to bed try to go to bed and clear my head. And I woke up this morning, not really thinking about it and just kind of just like going on my day. I took a good trade today though. I took a good setup. But well, I have to admit I was like detached and disappointed. Like obviously when you're after going from a fund into eval, you just feel like this is worthless, this is pointless, like I'm not making money, blah blah. But I kept trying to be delusional in my head and be like, all right, this is all practice, this is learning for me. I'm learning. Like it doesn't matter if there isn't money involved. Like even though I just spent $73 on a fucking evaluation, like even though I just lost money, it's all a learning lesson. It'll come back around, right? Today I took 2 setups on NQ. So if you look on the chart here, we have ES on the right. I was kind of just using that as a confluence to see, the true direction since it was the leading pair. But NQ, right, I took a continuation trade here. I saw they were starting to chop up, generate some liquidity, but I knew we were not going to reverse into these BISIs because New York just doesn't do it that. We don't get a retracement that early in New York. It's usually around 9 o'clock. We get that big reversal or retracement. It's usually a retracement though. So once I saw this pullback, I kind of just entered in. I saw this fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap with NQ, kind of targeted right below that. Plus 500 on that trade, which is great, but not the best trade. I shouldn't have really took that. I kind of regret it anyway. But then here in the 1 minute, this was a really good trade because we saw that NQ and ES closed in this hourly gap right here. This hourly candle closed here. So I was looking for a nice retracement before continuing lower because I know the draw is bearish, but I want to see a nice retracement to the upside, especially with all these gaps here. So once I saw that 1 minute inversion with energetic displacement right there, I set my long position right here. I didn't really wait for too much of a pullback. I kind of sat like for 30 seconds on this 1 minute candle. Took my long position, set my stop loss at the bottom of that wick of the candle that broke structure. Right, set it there. And then just targeted right this little order block right here. And it was definitely a dogfight. I got edged a couple times, but we finally ended up hitting it. Like it was crazy, the edging. And I was just like, what the fuck? I wasn't even phased though because I was like, this is just an eval, so I don't really care. But we ended up getting, let's see how much we're at right now. The balance at 51,467. So you can pass this evaluation in 2 days, which is a new thing I think in my funded futures. Like when I first got it, it was 4 days, which is fucking ridiculous. But that's why I felt like such a big loss in my funded account because it took literally weeks to like get to that point. But now we can pass it in 2 days. So hopefully tomorrow or Friday we can get some good A+ setup and pass it. But that's about it for today's video. Sorry. That's about it for today's recap. Pretty simple, straightforward. It was a little bit of a dogfight for each setup, but ended up playing out. Not terribly upset at them. So let's move on to the fucking topic. All right, so the topic of today's video is greed. And this is all me reflecting myself onto the camera so you guys can understand what I was going through and maybe you're going through it too. Just give you some advice. But basically, yeah, last night literally crashed out and blew a fucking funded account that I literally could have took a payout today if I wanted to, but nope. Decided to just throw it all away and just, you know, blow weeks of progress within a day. And obviously, at first, I was extremely upset. I was petrified. I was fucking, I was livid. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like I said, this shit felt like worse than getting cheated on, like that ass. But yeah. So what did I do after that though? I kind of just, after screaming in my pillow for a little bit, I sat there. I was just like, fuck, dude. I need to lock in. Like the fact that I'm getting this upset over something like this, like such a small setback, right? And people get it way worse than that. Like people lose way more money and lose way more valuable things. But I'm over here tripping about a fun in account with like 1.5 racks on it. Like, I just had to give myself a reality check there, and I kind of woke up today with try to wake up. I tried to wake up with a clear head. It wasn't very clear, but I was just being delusional, right? Just like even though in my head I was thinking like just fucking annoyed. Outside, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna take my A+ setup today. I'm just gonna go on my life. I'm not gonna let this bother me or linger over me. And that's what I did. I just took the setups I needed to take, and even though I had to buy into the eval today, I knew that it was all a learning lesson. It's part of the process. So, you just gotta let these minor setbacks teach you instead of like hold you back, right? And yeah, my advice to you is if you ever crash out and just make stupid mistakes that you regret, don't let it linger over your mind so much, and just because the past is the past and it's already happened, so there's nothing you can change about it. Only thing you can do is move on, take the next step. It's like, what are you gonna do next now after you made that mistake? I'm gonna, work even harder and learn from my mistakes and never let that shit happen again. That's what I'm gonna do. So just think about that next time you guys crash the fuck out, because I know that shit happens to everybody. It's terrible, but the only thing you do is just fucking move on. Just step forward, take a step forward, and don't look back, and just learn from your mistakes. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe and like the video. Also, check out the Discord I made with me and Blake, BG Signals. I'll leave the link in we have it through WAP, so I'll just leave it in the description. Give us a review there as well, on WAP, and then also follow me on Instagram and TikTok too. Link in bio. But yeah, just last minute advice: just don't be greedy, right? Take base hits. And think about it, like when you take that $100, $200 trade and you think it's nothing because you're comparing yourself to these other fucking people that are making thousands of dollars, like at your 9 to 5, bro, are you making $200 or $300 a day like that, or in a couple hours, or even in 1 hour? No, right? So appreciate what you have, and don't let everyone else's success kind of make yours look like it's nothing, because it is something. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.